With the 11th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Anthony Davis, offensive tackle, Rutgers.
He's a big boy.
That is a very good pick.
You like that?
I'm sure they thought Oakland might take him. They get a chance to jump up and get him at this spot in the draft to play opposite Joe Staley. Mel, that's a great pick. This guy is just a pup. He's just a young kid. We know he's had some problems there at Rutgers, but my understanding is he's got all the tools to be great.
Yeah, I had projected him to go to San Francisco at 13. They didn't want to wait, John. They were going to, hey, maybe the next team won't take him, but somebody could jump in there if we don't and get the next tackle. Brian Bulaga from Iowa still on the board. Look at Anthony Davis. Talking about size, 6'5", 325 pounds. Great athlete, has 33 vertical at the combine. Here you look at a kid as a left tackle with the feet and the balance that he has. Greg Romeus, an outstanding pass rushing defensive end of Pitt. He'll be a first-round pick next year. He neutralized Romeus in October in that game. Now, his consistency was an issue. I thought had he gone back and played to the level of his talent week after week, he could be a top 2 to 4 pick next year. They get him at 13. Obviously, a hole filler at right tackle. I think the issue going back to Jacksonville. Back to Jacksonville. Derek Morgan still on the board. Jason Pierre-Paul was still on the board. And Dan Williams still on the board when they took Tyson Alualu. So when you have a ripple effect from a reach like that, and you're passing up a Derek Morgan and you're passing up a Dan Williams, that's an issue. But I think when you look at Anthony Davis, now the fear of somebody jumping up to get a right tackle. Brian Bulaga still on the board. They may not have had a high grade on him.
Big statement. Alex Smith is our quarterback.
He fits in perfectly. They can plug him in on the right side. 6'5", 323 pounds, 34-inch arms. This is one of the more athletic offensive linemen in this year's draft. What are the issues? He's physically gifted, but weight and immaturity. The weight because he's always had a weight problem since he's been at Rutgers, but keep in mind, he's only 20 years old. He's 3 years removed from high school. He's got to keep the weight under control, but this is one of the talented young men I've ever seen.
With the 17th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Mike Iupati, offensive guard, Idaho.
From Idaho. Born in American Samoa, so they've gone tackle and guard. You think Frank Gore's happy right now? You think Alex Smith, and remember they brought in
Again,
they have 2 number 1 overall picks.
That tells me that you're going to keep Frank Gore in the backfield. You can't run from the spread. Alex Smith is going to have to spend this offseason to be able to get under center and be a productive quarterback under center. These 2 picks tell you.
He looks like a guard.
Alex Smith is our quarterback.
I think when you look at this kid, outstanding run blocker, limited football background, but he's a powerful kid, 6'5 and a quarter, 333 pounds. A lot of teams you had heard through the process, John, like this kid, maybe from 20 to 32 in that area. We're talking about Pittsburgh even at 18, Cincinnati at 21, then teams at the end of the first round, even Dallas at that particular point. Run blocking, outstanding. Pass protection's an issue, Johnny. Overextends. I think he's going to give up some sacks. He's going to give up some hurries. He is going to be a problematic guard in pass protection early on until he's coached up.
Well, he's a Samoan descent. Remember the throwing Samoan, Steve? I call this guy the throwing Samoan because when he throws a block, he knocks you out. This guy right here is a power guard, much like Larry Allen was coming out of Sonoma State. There's a reason why Mike Singletary hasn't run the ball like Mike Singletary wanted to. You need a guy inside that can thump people. Yes. And this guy, Mike Iupati, will definitely do that. Look at this guy dancing.
The last Samoan I love like that was Jesse Sapolu. Listen, has there been a stronger statement for the fact that we believe that Alex Smith is our quarterback than this first couple hours of the first round for the San Francisco 49ers? A lot of doubts about Alex and what he did at the end of last season. there cannot be a greater exclamation point put. We're going to take a tackle and a guard.
What do you think of these moves?
It doesn't surprise me at all because, remember, the Niners got away from the way Mike Singletary wanted to play football last year. He wanted to be a physical team, like when he was in Chicago, played great defense, yes, and they played pretty darn good defense, but run the football more on offense. Well, all of a sudden, you get an Anthony Davis from Rutgers, plug him in on the right side. You get Mike Iupati from Idaho, play him at guard. You already got Joe Staley over there from Central at left tackle. Eric Heitman, the center from Stanford. This is a real good offensive line. If this is the pick, in a year or two, this might be the best offensive line in football.
And it does. That's pretty good. Mike Iupati from Idaho. This guy's 6'5", 330 pounds. He's got some of the longest arms, 34 3/4-inch arms. Pro Bowl interior offensive lineman. The only negative, he's one of those grabbers. In the bowl game, I counted 6 holding penalties not called on him in the first half. The same thing happened at the Senior Bowl. He grabs, but coach, when he gets up in that hole, it's like bowling pins.
With the 49th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Taylor Mays, defensive back, USC.
So he's going up the coast to play his pro football in San Francisco.
How about this draft for the 49ers? A tackle, a guard, a safety, very physical draft. This kid's a specimen with range. I question his ability to make plays. And I think that's the thing that's hurt this kid in the entire evaluation process. Here he is, man coverage, 10 yards off, tighten the hips a little bit. He's not a drop down on the slot, cover man-to-man guy. He's a zone defender or an in-the-box safety. He's a little more comfortable on press. He gets beat, but I like the move on the double move there. Gets a little bit over top. He's not a man-to-man on the edge guy. Here he is now. Fill the hole. Pull the trigger, get up there, make a hit. Make a hit. At least he forced him back to the inside. And here, the playmaking thing. Reads the eyes. I got to tell you, Sean Canfield, I could have intercepted this ball. Triple clutched it. Taylor made the play. And I really like the pick. He'll step in right away. Deshaun Golston, that secondary is now better.
Now, a guy named Mays once played in San Francisco. It was baseball, I understand that, but with the 49th overall pick, San Francisco has picked Mays. Taylor Mays, safety, USC. Just trying to bring it home.
That's good. That's a good connection. Over, I liked it. Look, I mean, he's a big-time player, and I don't know how a lot of indecision here. Go ahead, Mel.
I'd say big-time potential was there.
That's right.
He was not a big-time player. In my opinion, Steve, what he lacked was that impact ability on the field. Now, he'd make a big hit every now and then, no question about it, but he missed open field tackles on too much of a regular basis for my liking. Took some bad ankles. Now, he'd make the impact hit, the highlight film hit. Didn't come away with a lot of big plays. Wasn't a guy that you saw game in and game out play to the level of his computer numbers.
Navorro Bowman, linebacker, Penn State. What a surprise. Penn State linebacker drafted in the first 3 rounds by the Niners.
And Anthony Dixon's a power back out of the SEC. You have Frank Gore, you got Glenn Coffey. Now you get Anthony Dixon. I think we watched him, Todd. We talked a lot about Anthony Dixon. This last year, he had several runs over 40 yards. So for a big guy, shows better than average quickness, ran in a situation at Mississippi State where he was the targeted guy. Everybody knew Anthony Dixon was their offense. He was the focal point, yet he put up some impressive numbers in terms of rushing yards, average per carry, getting the ball in the end zone there, showing some athleticism when he runs the football. I tell you, as a power back, he can get the job done.
He catches the ball, too. I mean, he's a guy with great speed and catches the ball. You know, everyone loves Ben Tate out of Auburn. He got taken a couple rounds ago. I think that Dixon has more pro potential because of that third down ability and catching the football.